Hi, my name is Casey. Welcome to our intermediate level workout. Today, we will be doing every active portion of our exercise for 20 seconds. All you need is a little bit of floor space, a light looped resistance band, and another resistance band that's anywhere from 5 to 20 pounds of resistance. To get started today, we will do a warm-up. All you need is a little bit of space. We will work for 20 seconds, and we are going to start with a knee to chest into forward lunge. We will be doing a lot of leg work today. Want to make sure that our legs are nice and warmed up and ready to go. And we will be incorporating some balance into our workout today. So we're going to start working on our balance, just holding a quad pull for a few seconds at a time. You can switch side to side. I always like to introduce some movements in a warm-up just so it's not as jarring once we get into the workout. Your next one is just going to be a side to side inner thigh opener. It's one of those stretches that you don't realize how tight everything is until you get moving. Next up, we're going to work on the back of the legs. Think about having your toes up, heel down, scooping forward, keeping your back flat. Feel a good hamstring stretch. All right, let's work on getting our heart rate up. We're gonna do some high knees. Picking those knees up, get them to your chest. Should start to get a little heavier with your breathing. Some butt kickers. It's nice to get acclimated to 20 seconds of work because it seems a lot longer than you think it does. And last but not least, some jumping jacks. Five more seconds. Good, and we will move on to our first circuit. All right, we are going to get into circuit number 1. We have 5 total movements. We will do our work portion for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We are working full body today. Our first exercise, I want you to grab that resistance band anywhere from 5 to 20 pounds. I want you to step on the resistance band with either 1 or 2 legs. And we are going to do an overhead press. For that, I want you to focus on keeping your neck muscles away from your shoulders. Good upright posture. Then I'm going to have you set the band down. And we will start with a lateral lunge to one side. And you can keep that leg there. Then we'll switch after 20 seconds, go to our left side. After that, we will do an alternating reverse lunge, making sure our torso is nice and upright. And last but not least, picking that band up again, palms are down to the ground, doing a band pull-apart, working on strengthening our back muscles. Let's get started. All right, we are going to start with our first movement, overhead press. Go ahead and get started. You are on for 20 seconds. Standing nice and tall. Gonna feel the burn in the shoulders. Really do your best to avoid letting that rib cage flare. Keep your core engaged. 2 more seconds. Very good. Set that weight down. Next up is our lateral lunge. I like to start with nice wide legs. Go ahead and get started to the right. We want to make sure that our knee is moving over our toes rather than having our toes pointed out or in. We want it to be straight forward. Very good. 2 and 1. Shake it out. Enjoy the break while you can. Legs nice and wide again. And then we will get started going to the left. And you might notice a difference side to side. One side might feel stronger than the other. That's normal. We want to try to even things out as well as we can. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Legs are already starting to burn. Next up, we are going to do our reverse lunge. Torso nice and tall. Go ahead and get started. You're on for 20. Trying to have a 90-degree angle with our legs. You do not need to have your knee touch the ground. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Pick that band up again. Roll the shoulders back. Arms are nice and straight. Go ahead and get started with that band pull apart. Big shoulder blade squeeze once you get into that T position. Get you ready for tank top season in no time. Good. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to hang on to the band. Go ahead and take a step on the band to stabilize it. And we'll get started right back up with our overhead press. And we are just doing 2 rounds today of these exercises, so make this last round count for this circuit. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Nice wide legs. Starting on the right side again. 20 seconds on. I feel like for some of the legs, it gets a little easier to have better form the second go around just because you know what you're doing. 3, 2, and 1. Woo, shake it out. Nice wide legs again. You're on for 20. So it's a nice way to test as you keep going consistently with these exercises. Are your 2 sides symmetrical, or do you favor one side more than the other? 2 and 1. Very good. Last leg scorcher for this circuit. Upright trunk. Go ahead and get started with your reverse lunge. This one, see if you can go at a controlled but quicker pace. Get that heart rate up more. 3, 2, and 1. Last time picking up the band. Shoulders down and back. Band pull aparts, go ahead and get started. So we don't want to go much past our body line, just about even with the rest of our torso is perfect. Three, 2, and 1. All right, successfully finished circuit number 1. We have 2 more to go. All right, moving on to circuit number 2, we will stick with the theme of 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. All of these exercises will be on the ground, and the only piece of equipment that you need is a looped band. We're gonna start here on the floor doing a push-up. It is dealer's choice if you would like to do a normal push-up or a push-up from the knees, making sure shoulders stay down and back. 20 seconds of those. Exercise number 2, we are going to be in a full plank, doing shoulder taps, making sure that your back stays nice and flat and even, no wobbling side to side. Exercise number 3, we are going to flip over onto our backs. I am going to have you stay in this position here. Belly button goes to spine, keeping core nice and tight. From there, we are going to work on marching, lifting our abs, making sure that our back stays flat on the mat the whole time. Exercise number 4, I want you to give me your best dead bug. You are in this dead bug position to start. I want you to have your left arm extend over your head while your right leg is extending towards the ground. And you will alternate sides, really working the core here. And last but not least, I will have you put this band on right above your knees. Make sure that we're working on our glutes and our hips. Laying back down. Keep some tension on the band with your knees. And I want you to go ahead and lift up your hips. All right, that is our intro for circuit number 2. Let's get started. All right, let's get started with circuit number 2. I'm gonna have you join me here on the ground and we are going to start with push-ups. You are on for 20 seconds. Making sure you are getting full range of motion. Seeing if you can get your chest all the way to the ground. 3, 2, and 1. We are gonna stay in this position here in a high plank. Go ahead and meet me there right now. Keeping back nice and flat. It helps to have your legs a little bit wider. Tapping our shoulders, preventing our body from rocking side to side. So feel the burn in the shoulders and in the core. You got 3, 2, and 1. Little reprieve, you get to lay on your back for the next 3. Meet me here in this laying down position, belly button to spine, and we are gonna start with our marches. Making sure that your hips are not wobbling side to side, core stays nice and engaged. Three, 2, and 1. I think that one's a nice intro for our next exercise, the dead bug. So go ahead and meet me in the dead bug position. Let's go left arm overhead, right leg extended, alternating side to side. Very good. 3, 2, and 1. Reach for that band. Go ahead and slide that above your knees. Let's get the booty burn going. Bridges, keeping tension on the band. Sometimes I like to lift my toes up and only push through the heels. That's more personal preference. Keeping our core engaged and our back nice and flat. You have 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and ditch the band. Flipping onto our hands and knees or up on your toes if you prefer to do that. Let's get started with our push-ups. And I like going for time just to see if I can get more repetitions in the second round, just to challenge myself. 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Stretch the arms out a little bit if you need to. Meet me in the high plank position. We will get into our shoulder taps right now. You're on for 20. Back nice and flat. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Flip over onto your back. We will start with those marches on your back. Go ahead and you can get started. Belly button to spine. And I think this one is sneaky hard. Don't forget to breathe when you're doing these core exercises. 3, 2, and 1. Getting into the dead bug. Go ahead and meet me in that position one last time. And get started. Left arm overhead, right leg extended. If you feel like your back is starting to lift, just don't move quite as far. Want to make sure that we're protecting our core. 3, 2, and 1. Grabbing that band. Quick transition here. Band goes over by the knees. And go ahead and lift up into that bridge. Last round of this one. Lasting of circuit number 2. Make it count. Three, 2, and 1. Very good. Now we are going to move on to circuit number 3. All right, for circuit number 3, we are going to work upper and lower body. So I want you to have your looped band and your long resistance band handy for everything that we're getting into. Your first exercise that we are going to do, I want you to step into your band like a pair of pants. If you have the band about mid-shin, that should be a good challenge. If you feel like it's way too hard, you can move it up to above your knees. If it's way too easy, you can move it down by your ankles. I want you to meet me in a little squat position, and we are doing side steps with the band, working on our hip strength. From there, we are going to transition into a single leg RDL. I want you to focus on keeping your back nice and flat. Try to find your balance first before you get going. Try to fix your gaze on one specific spot on the floor. This one is leg strength and a balance challenge. I will have you do that on your right and your left side for 20 seconds. Next up, we're going to work on upper body. So I am going to have you step on the band like you did with your overhead press earlier. We are doing biceps curls. Our last challenge of the day will be a squat with the band, just for a little extra spice level. So I will have you step into the band once again. For this one, I do want you to keep the band above your knees. Nice wide stance. And we are going to do pulses, 3 pulses, and stand back up. And we will keep with the theme of what we've been doing with all of your exercises, doing 2 rounds, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. All right, let's get started with our last circuit of the day. We are going to do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Our first exercise is going to be a band walk. Go ahead and meet me in a squat position. Let's get started. You got 20 seconds of work. Up to you how many steps you want to go side to side. It only takes a few repetitions until you really feel the hip burn. This is one of my favorites. Very good. Go ahead and ditch that band, step on out. I'm going to have you find your balance. This one is always a humbling exercise. Go ahead and get started. Shift your weight into your right leg. Back nice and flat. Tipping forward for that single leg RDL. This one you should feel on the back of the thigh, into the buns. Keeping your hips square to the ground. You got 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Flip to the other side. Shifting your weight into your left foot. Go ahead and meet me into that left single leg RDL. And I always try to channel my inner lawn ornament bird that's pecking down for a seed. I think that's a good reminder just to keep everything nice and flat. You got 3, 2, and 1. We are going to pick up that band. Go ahead and step in the middle of it. And meet me with biceps curls. 20 seconds on here, making sure that your arms are completely extending straight down at your side. That way you're getting the most bang for your buck. No point in doing something if you're not doing it well, right? 3, 2, and 1. Ditching this band, grabbing the looped band. I'm gonna have you step into it so it's above your knees. We are gonna jump right into 3 squat pulses and stand upright. Trying to keep your knees out, don't let them cave in. Want them to track with your feet. You got 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out, we're keeping the band on. I want you to slip it a little bit lower. Meet me in that half squat position, and let's get started with your side steps, those lateral band walks. 2 glute exercises in a row, how mean? Very good. Give me 3 more seconds of effort here. Awesome. Go ahead and let that band slide off. Starting with our right leg, doing your single leg RDL. Go ahead and meet me there. I think it's important to always find your balance first before you get started. You have to tap that opposite foot down. That is okay. Just get started right back up again. Three, 2, and 1. Whew. Shake it out. Give it a few seconds, and we're gonna shift our weight into our left foot. Go ahead and meet me here. For some reason, my lefty is always the hard one. I'm sure you guys have figured out which one's hard for you. Keep giving your best effort, trying to keep it controlled. We got 3, 2, and 1. Picking up our band again. Last round of biceps curls here. Last upper body move today. Go ahead and get started with your biceps curls. Extending all the way. See if you can get more reps in this time than you did in the last 20-second bout. I like the resistance bands because it's working you all the way through your range of motion. Very good. Set those to the side. Last round with this loop band. Stepping in, moving it above your knees. Go ahead and get started. You got 20 seconds of 3 squat pulses and coming back up. As you get tired, make sure you're trying to keep your chest nice and upright. 5 more seconds. 2, and 1. Way to go. You have completed your intermediate level workout. We're going to wrap everything up with a nice cool down just to help you get relaxed, ready to conquer the rest of the day. All right, we're going to send our bodies some good vibes and make you want to work out again. It's very important to make sure that you're getting a cool down just to help your body relax. So the first thing that we're going to do is one of the stretches that we started with at the very beginning. We are going to pull our foot behind us. If you need to hold on to a chair or a wall, you sure can. We're going to stick with 20 seconds because it's been working pretty well so far. Go ahead and hold that pull for 20 seconds. And then switch, shake it out, flip over to the other side. As you're cooling down, it's important just to tap back into your breathing. I want you to focus on breathing in through your nose, long, slow exhale out of your mouth, like you're blowing out a candle, bringing our nervous system down a bit. Go ahead and let that relax. I'm going to have you meet me here in a half kneeling position. I want you to tuck your tailbone, keep your hips nice and square, shift your weight forward ever so slightly, and you should feel a stretch in the hip flexor, the front of the hip of the leg that is back. If it's bothersome to kneel, there are a lot of other versions of the stretch that you can do, including propping your foot up on a chair or on a couch, and you should still be able to feel the same stretch. Go ahead and flip sides. Other leg up, tuck the tailbone. So we don't really have to shift forward too far to feel a good stretch. That's something that I see a lot of people commonly mistaking as something that's beneficial. Make it more subtle. From there, we are going to straighten our front leg. Our heel is going to be down, toes are up, bending forward to get a good hamstring or back of the thigh stretch. Keep your back nice and straight. You don't need to bring your toe all the way down to your ground to get a good stretch. Sometimes less is more. Very good. Slowly transition over to the other side. Toes up, heels down, back flat again. Again, tapping into our breathing. All right, next up, because we did so many hip strengthening exercises, we are gonna stretch out our glutes and our hips. I call this one the figure 4 stretch. I want you to put your ankle on top of your thigh. And then if you need a little added stretch, you can tip your leg down to the side where your foot is up. Should feel that in the hip and the side glute. For some, this position is a little bit uncomfortable, so what you can do instead is lay on your back like so. You should feel the same stretch. Go ahead and switch sides. Some people also like bringing their leg up like so. It is all personal preference. Whatever feels good and relaxing to you. Go ahead and relax from that stretching position. The last thing that we are going to do is just continue to tap into our breathing, get our nervous system nice and relaxed. After working it hard, we can get out of our fight or flight into our rest and digest state. So I'm going to have you place your hands right about belly button level, breathing in through the nose, letting your belly expand, out through the mouth like you're blowing out candles. Let's go 2 more. If you want to spend more time here, you sure can. Very good. I'll have you shake your body side to side. Go ahead and sit up nice and slow. If you're ready, I want you to be proud of yourself for working so hard and nailing that intermediate level workout. As you continue to challenge yourself by doing this very same workout, I want to see if you can do more repetitions within that 20-second time frame. For now, be proud of yourself for putting in the work. Your body will thank you later.